Let's build the Galleon from Sea of Thieves in Raft. Hi friends, and welcome back to Raft. Today we'll be constructing the largest vessel from Sea of Thieves as a survival-friendly design in a very different ocean-focused game. This pirate ship is designed to be decently simple to recreate at the expense of bending the source material a little bit and not creating a full custom hull out of detail planks. I'd also caution that this is an advanced tutorial, and I'd highly recommend watching all the way through before attempting to build it, because Raft's placement priority is extremely strange and specific, so save yourself the headache of wondering why certain things seem out of order. As always, required materials are listed in the description below if you want to build this in your own playthrough. I think this may be my best tutorial yet, so if you want to see more, consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. It would be much appreciated. But without further ado, let's build the perfect survival pirate ship, the Sea of Thieves Galleon. We're going to start with a 4x12 rectangle. On the front end, add 3 more squares towards the center, and then a triangle on either side so that one triangle is hanging off by itself. Then carry those diagonals up 1 more triangle on each side with a square in the middle. Around the back, use some cheap scaffolding foundations to leave a 1 square gap along the ship so that it meets up with that hanging triangle at the front. In between that row of scaffolding foundations and your normal base, place a 12 long row of collection nets. I'm using the expensive ones because they look better, but the cheap ones function the exact same way. This is so that when you need to collect more debris, you can just let your ship drift sideways to collect a ton of materials without sacrificing speed or style. Don't remove those scaffolding pieces quite yet, but these are all of the pieces you'd want to fortify to protect against shark attacks. Along the back edge, add 1 layer of roofing straight across the back. In the front, wrap 2 layers of roof so that it goes all the way from the straight edge to the other side. To create a way to enter the ship, start on the 7th foundation from the back. You can either use a standard door or a more accurate ladder that will be filled in with detail planks. If you're using the ladder, just place the ladder itself for now. The rest of the hull is made from 2 layers of half walls, which you can connect to the sides with upside-down triangles. This is where you can remove the scaffolding foundations if you want to, or you can leave them a shark bait. To build up our interior structure, leave 1 square towards the front of the ship on the right door or ladder, and then add a wall going across the ship. Add a door diagonally, and then a wall towards the front of the ship. Then we're going to center a door in the remaining gap with half walls on either side. This may require temporarily replacing the net on that specific square to get the placement requirement. Inside the room you just created, go to the edge of the half walls and add 1 wall towards the front of the ship. Add a door going towards the side and finish it off with 1 more wall. If you're going to be using the advanced anchor, I'd recommend adding it in now on the 3rd square in from the back next to the nets. Add a ladder in the center of the 6th square in from the back with a pillar on either side. Then fence in that 3x3 area next to the door with a diagonal to allow you to access the ladder. Now we're going to place 2 half pillars by either side of the back with raised platforms placed on top of the pillars for a double axis offset for the captain's deck. Add 2 horizontal half pillars towards the outside of the ship on either side. In total, these go 3 squares back and 6 squares across, which you can frame out with horizontal pillars. Then we're going to ring that area with square floors. The rest of the floor on this deck can be filled in with your preferred method, and you can merge a few triangle floors into the offset area to make a more seamless floor. Alternatively, you can also fill in the gaps with detail planks. On the front of the ship, start with a half wall in the center and then lead it around both curves with 3 squares down each side. Finish it off with a triangle and then 6 expensive wooden fences. Then we're going to place 4 half walls, a door, and then 1 more half wall on either side. Cap off the back with a row of half walls. At the section next to the fences, leave 1 half wall, then add 1 triangle followed by 2 half walls to meet the door. 1 more half wall goes on the other side of the door with an upside down triangle to curve out the rest of the shape. Make sure you do this on both sides. Then finish off the back with an alternating pattern of wall, window, wall, window, wall. From the upside-down triangle, add 1 horizontal half pillar going towards the back of the ship on either side, and then connect them in the back with 5 horizontal half pillars. Fill in this raised area with your floor of choice. On top of that, continue the triangle up 1 more layer and then add 4 fences. Finish out the back with half walls, putting cheap half pillars in the back corners. Add a fence around the captain's deck, connecting it to the sides with detail planks if desired. To build the staircase, leave 2 squares in from the fences, then place 2 half walls towards the center. Place 2 squares on top of those half walls, and then 2 more half walls at the back of those. Add a triangle going up to the first half wall, and then another triangle sloping up towards the middle. Cap off that cubby with a full wall. Mirror this setup on the other side, and then fill in your gaps with stairs. Add an expensive half pillar on each corner, and a landing in the center of the arch, and finish it off with a fence. On the top deck, add a pillar on either side of the stair landing, and then connect it to the sides with some fences. For the masts, continue up the pillars and ladder from your bottom deck so that the mast is a full 9 layers above the main deck. I highly recommend using half pillars to make the sails easier. Add a horizontal half pillar across the top to connect those 2 pillars. On top of that, place your desired flag. 1.5 ladders down from the top will build out the crow's nest, which is just an oval of triangle floors surrounded by fences. Remove 2.5 ladders worth of pillars on either side and replace them with sails. Add a horizontal half pillar going out either side below the sail. 2 ladders below that, add a full horizontal pillar going out either side. Pillar up to meet them 1 square out from the main mast, and then place a sail on top of that pillar. 1 ladder above the main deck, add 3 horizontal pillars on either side and 1 tall pillar up to meet it on the ship's side. Remove the middle tall pillars on the second layer and replace them with 2 sails on each side and clean up the support structure. If you're having collision problems throughout this experience, just remember that carpets solve all manner of evils. Below this mast, I also like to close in the hole a little bit more with a ring of detail planks. For the front mast, start 6 full squares in front of the main mast, and this one is 5.5 ladders tall with a pillar on either side. Add a horizontal pillar across the top, and importantly, place a zipline anchor on either interior end and one on the center of the front side with a streamer on top. This prevents the pillar from disappearing when we go to replace the top 2 ladders worth of pillars with sails again. Make sure that you add that horizontal half pillar beneath those as well for the support. 1.5 ladders above the main deck, add a full horizontal pillar. Vertically pillar up to meet it 1 square out to the side and place a sail on top, and then go ahead and remove the support structure. For extra aesthetics, you can use the double axis offset raised platform to slot in 1 more sail in the middle of the bottom row to make your sails look a little bit fuller. Finally, for the back mast, start 2 full squares in from the middle of the stairway landing. This one is 5 ladders tall with the traditional pillars on either side, horizontal pillar across the top, and again a mixture of zipline anchors and a streamer on top. Once again, remove the top 2 layers of pillars from either side and replace them with sails with a horizontal pillar underneath. 1 ladder above the top deck, add a full horizontal pillar off of either side, go out 1 square up and pillar up to meet it, and place your last sails. Again, you could do another double axis offset here for maximum sailage. Next up, we'll do the bowsprit by making a scaffolding floor and wall out in the front of the ship. On that wall, rotate a wooden shelf so that it's just about 70 degrees angled upwards from the front of the boat, placing the shelf as close to the boat as you can. On top of the shelf, you can put a small round carpet, and then you can remove the scaffolding floor and wall. The shelf will stay floating, which is where we're going to stack 6 of the tall decorative cabinets. At the very end, you can place a zipline anchor, and if you want, a little scarecrow as a figurehead. If you want to spruce it up even more, I highly recommend using ziplines as ship rigging. The key to making this look good is letting it be messy, so stagger your zipline anchors so that not every rope is symmetrical, and sometimes change the slack of the line by scrolling while placing the rope. This makes your ship look a little bit busier and more like a real pirate ship. Connect a few points on each mast, and then a couple out front and a couple on the back for best results. To make our boat a little bit more interesting, add horizontal pillars all along the bottom half wall layer. Skip the door if you're using that option, but go straight through the ladder. On the main deck level, ring that all through with horizontal pillars as well. Once that's done, if you chose the ladders, this is the time to fill in the wall with detail planks. Go around the front curve with detail planks, shaping it up from the bottom towards the front. Around the back, curve some detail planks up to meet the raised platform. Space out a couple of short detail planks as cannon ports and 4 shelves on the wall for port covers. On top of the front, angle up the triangles and around the front connecting to the bowsprit, which you can round out a bit if you'd like. On the back, add 1 horizontal half pillar at the start, then horizontal pillars ringing all around the back deck to meet up with the hanging deck. Add vertical pillars on either side of the wall next to the door, then 1 in the back corner of the captain's deck. Use detail planks to line up the diagonal angle and create some arches along the captain's cabin. Bridge across the fences with horizontal pillars and ring some all the way around the top. Then leave a small gap towards the top and ring it again with detail planks. Now we're going to make everything functional, starting with the side of the ship with all of your collection nets. We're going to hang large wooden tables on the wall as far down as the game will let you go. This basically turns the nets back into usable floor space while still allowing you to easily collect everything out of the nets. Along the back edge, stack 3 chests on top of the table, repeating 3 layers up for 9 chests in total. You can fit an additional 2 small crop plots on top of this, and 2 more along the gap in the wall. Decorate with a flag hanging from the ceiling. Along the back raised platform, place 5 medium advanced crop plots. Along the opposite wall, use the carpet glitch to place an engine through the foundations, allowing us to keep the wall and foundations where they are. You can fit 2 more small crop plots on the wall, and then your beehives on the floor. Place your advanced biofuel refiner so half of it is hanging through your anchor, and then connect it up to your engine with pipes. Fill in the fenced area with grass, placing 6 small crop plots along the wall. Then add your sprinkler in the center of the side closest to the door. On the other side of the door, add your electric purifier, and then connect it up to the sprinkler with some pipes. On the opposite side of the ship, build out another block of chests with flags on either side and a plant for decoration. On the other side of the door, add a large storage and then 4 standard smelters using the tables as a platform. In the remaining corner, add your recycler. Inside the large front room, I created a kitchen using the electric grill in the corner closest to the main door, the cooking pot along the wall, and then the juicer going diagonally towards the front. I made a small breakfast nook with a counter and some stools, and then a full table in the center and some chairs. Add some plants and decorations, and then your fridge on the opposite wall. This small room in the side, I turned into a first mate's cabin with a hammock, some cabinets, and some small decorations, but this could easily be another storage area if that's what you prefer. For the captain's quarters, I placed a small wooden shelf against the wall by the window to create 2 separate spaces. On the left, I made a small office with a research table, a chair, and some rectangle carpets by the door. On the right, we'll set up a bedroom with a small cabinet, a comfy bed, a fireplace, and a chair in the corner. This side gets a fun rug circle. In the small cubbies created by the stairs, I filled in the bedroom side with small cabinets. On the office side, I blocked one part with a gate, hiding 2 extra chests behind it. For the other part, I made a small washroom type thing using a bathtub, a shelf, and a painting. Then just add on some clutter to bring it to life. For our final bit of functionality, add 2 antennas on the back corners with the third one in the front corner. Add your engine controls next to that third antenna, and then your receiver on the opposite side of the deck. At the back of the ship, place 2 windmills so that the triangle bases interlock. And finally, add your steering wheel in the middle of the stairway landing. And with all that completed, the only thing left to do is add a coat of paint in your own colors. I personally think that a black base with the plain wooden highlights looks incredible, but customize it to your liking. And that's how you build a survival-friendly version of the Galleon from Sea of Thieves in Raft. Again, all materials are listed in the description below, and feel free to ask any questions or comments. I'll do my best to answer as this is a pretty complicated build. Anyways, I think that's everything from me for now. I hope you enjoyed. Please consider leaving a like if you did, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. It really helps me out. I hope to see you all again very soon, but until then, have a great day.